Hello, welcome to day 3. Today I'll go over drop info as well as how to cop on both of the Nike apps. First, drop info and how to find it. Tons of new shoes drop every single week. Here's how to find the exact time they drop as well as the day. So the first and main way is to be in a reselling Discord, such as the one I run and the one you're in. This will give you daily schedules as well as drops that happen every single week. This allows you to get a big picture and really understand what shoes to get and where to get them at. Next is how to find shock drops as well as urgent info that is not pre-planned a week or a month ahead. Do this by following these 2 free Twitter accounts, Soul Links and then the Sneakers Leaker. They post links whenever they go live, as well as it's a constant feed. I recommend having notifications on for both of these pages, as well as soon coming to the Discord, I will be adding some monitors that basically do the same thing as them, so you won't even have to download Twitter and follow them with notifications. So I know that was quick, but it's not really hard to find drop info. Here is the Nike method. What to do on the app, all the different types of drops they have, and how to win on each of these type of drops, and how to increase your chances of winning, as well as how to cop multiple pairs on release day. So first, if you didn't know, Nike has 2 apps for buying shoes, the Nike app and then the Sneakers app. Sneakers is mainly used for hype releases and overall shock drops. Nike app is used for more general releases as well as planned drops. And on both of these accounts, you're going to use the same exact Nike account. And if you don't have a Nike account, get one, because this is going to benefit you greatly, as well as you literally can't win any shoes without it. Also, the second you make that Nike account, I really highly recommend putting your address as well as your payment info in, just so you don't have to do it during drop. Next, here's all the different types of drops. The most common drop type is called a Leo drop, which is let everyone enter. This is a 3-minute raffle that's usually disguised as a first come first serve. If you've ever bought on the Sneakers app before, you know it says putting in line or like waiting to purchase. This is exactly what it is. A lot of people actually think it's a first come first serve, but it's actually a raffle. The same thing happens on the Nike app when it says processing. Next is a draw, which is a 10-minute raffle. It's basically the same thing as a Leo drop, but it's longer. This is going to have the countdown timer at the top of the screen, and it's usually used on very hype releases. Next 3 drops have basically the same concept: the Sneakers Scratch, the Sneakers Stash, and the Sneakers Pass. All of these are location-based, where you have to be in the location, or you can spoof your location to trick it. There's the 3 differences between each of these drops. The Sneakers Pass, you have to go to a Nike store and physically pick up the pair. The Sneaker Stash, it gets shipped to your address, so you can literally just spoof your location and get it shipped to your house across the country. Sneaker Scratch, you don't necessarily have to be at a location. You just have to find something to do inside of the app and then do a little trick or a little puzzle, and it will allow you to purchase the shoes. This one you don't have to pick up from a store, it's going to be shipped to you. So now that you know every single drop, here is how to win on every single one of these drops. First, on Leo and then draw drops, they're both raffles. So the biggest way to increase your probability of winning is by having multiple accounts. You can have up to 2 accounts on each phone. One is going to be on your Wi-Fi and then one is going to be on your cellular data. This is because Nike tracks your IP, and if you use the same IP for multiple entries, it just blocks both entries. So if you want to enter more than 2 times, I really recommend having multiple phones. So they are not going to send it to the same address if it's spelled the same way. So say you live on 123 Street, you can spell street multiple ways. So you could put street or you could put ST. These are both seen from Nike as different addresses. You will both be able to go through and buy pairs from. Also, you're gonna need different cards on each account. You can either make a new PayPal for each Nike account, which I do, or you could just get privacy cards or some sort of pre-filled debit card. On Sneakers Passes and Sneakers Stashes, here's how to cop. You can spoof your location if you're actually not near where you're supposed to be. And I will make a later video on this. Once you do spoof your location, it's gonna be a first come first serve, which just means it's gonna be gone quick. They usually sell out within the first 25 seconds of even loading. And trust me, the more you do this, the better you will get at it. Just like copying on any single site that is first come first serve, the person who is fastest and the person who's done it the most is usually the person who's gonna continue to win. Last section is how to win. The last section is to increase. The last section is how to increase your probability of winning, as well as how to cop multiple pairs. The last section is how to increase your probability of winning, as well as a few methods to cop multiple pairs if you don't have more than 1 phone. So a main way I use to increase my probability of winning on sneakers is to buy a pair of white Nike socks. Of course, it doesn't have to be socks in specific. Just who doesn't use socks? Just go to the Nike app, look up a very cheap item, something less than 10 bucks, order it on that account. And then usually after this, my account starts hitting more, or if it's a brand new account and it's never hit anything, it just starts buying pairs. Also, I found the older my Nike accounts, the more they hit, but I've heard mixed reviews on this. A lot of people say new accounts hit more. It just really depends on you and what you see. The second way to increase your probability is to go for every drop possible. I'm talking bricks, I'm talking things with like $5 profit, as well as things with thousands of profit and a few $100s profit. Because even if you buy a pair with like 10 bucks profit and you don't want it, you could still cancel the order. Because the more pairs you go for, the more likely that Nike is to see you as an actual user and not filter you out of the raffle system. Also, people say to be very active on the app and go to all the live streams and like all the posts and share everything. But in my experience, I have never done none of this shit. And I still hit a lot on sneakers, so it's not necessary, but it may increase your probability. So here is 2 methods that I use to cop multiple pairs from Nike if you do not have multiple phones. If you are in high school or college during drop time, you have it super easy. I'm telling you, you can talk to people in your class around you and just tell them they can make a free $20 just by pressing a button on their phone. And then show them how to download the app and then enter the raffle. I recommend just screen recording this one day and then just sending it to them on Snapchat or something just so they know exactly how to do it. And if they do win the pair, just send them $20 as well as the fee for the shoe. And then once they get the pair in, they should give it to you. Also, I recommend doing this to people you trust and not people who are just gonna run off with the shoe. If you aren't in school, but you have some social media, post on your stories, does anyone want a free $20? And then once they slide up or they text you, how do I get this money? You're gonna tell them, oh, just enter this raffle on your phone. It takes less than 20 minutes and it's extremely easy to do. So again, I recommend screen recording the process of entering the raffle, downloading the app, creating an account and all that, and just send it to them, just to make it as simple as possible. If you don't feel like doing that shit, you could buy Nike accounts for like $2 to $3. You just have to find where to buy them from. I bought them a long time ago and I honestly forgot the site, but I'm sure if you search a little bit on the internet, you can find them. That includes how to find drop times, how to find when shoes are dropping, as well as the few Nike methods that I know. Or we'll go over how to cop from JD, Finish Line, as well as Dick's Sporting Goods. Also, I'm gonna just drop the dick sauce, so stay tuned.